What's up, beautiful people? Today is Friday, October the 17th. Another week being alive and being a human, per usual. This last week has been pretty productive. I went to Jersey, was up there, did Mr. America. This year was about 50% the amount of traffic as we usually have. And we made probably like 50% of the sales. Honestly, monetarily, usually I just try to crack break even, but monetarily, it wasn't necessarily worthwhile. But it's just so important to me to just be consistent in terms of where we show up, in terms of where I show up, and having meaningful connections with the people that that I encounter along my journey. So like going to Mr. America, I'm gonna be doing that as long as I'm going to be running Vay, to be honest. Hope to one day eventually sponsor Mr. America, the whole competition as a whole. But the reason that the traffic was significantly less was because the Olympia happened to fall on the same weekend as Mr. America. So that's like the mecca of bodybuilding. Like that's the Super Bowl of bodybuilding. Mr. America is more so like just a lot smaller, honestly. But got to see the same people that we've been seeing for the last couple of years. Touch base with folks, see new additions to people's families with like kids, and it was just cool to be there, support Bruce, who's allowed me to have my apparel in all of his Ghost gyms in Maryland, and one in Virginia. Mark as well is the event organizer for Mr. America. Last year when I didn't have the money to pay the vending fee to be at Mr. America, Mark was real live like, just come. Like you come every year. Let's see if this can get you like back in a good spot. And honestly, like it was a good engine that helped us start to move A into the right direction, and the momentum that we needed that led into the Kickstarter and everything that's led me to this point that I'm at right now. So when I got the opportunity to pay my vending fee this time, paid it on time, paid a little extra, and just wanted to thank him for supporting me and being there in time of need, because that's just what people need. But yeah, back in Buffalo, I was in Maryland for a couple of days, went to Jersey, ran 20 miles. I did my long run, my last long run of my marathon prep on Friday before I drove up, which was kind of insane. I ran 20 miles at a 9:03, 9:04 pace. It took me exactly 3 hours and like a couple of seconds to run it. And I felt great, honestly, up until about mile 18. Relatively flat course. That's the longest I've ever run consecutively. I started at like 7 a.m., finished at 10. And yeah, I just feel really confident going into this marathon. I'm training properly. I'm resting more. I'm going to start carving up soon. And it's just such a difference from my experience of last year, where I was just kind of like performatively running, wasn't really like on a plan, wasn't really like, didn't know what I was doing, but I did it. I did run a marathon last year, survived that, but I just want to continue to improve and just get better every day as a human, as a business owner, as a friend, in all aspects of my life. So running on October 26th this year will be full circle for me in terms of how much I've grown and how far I've come in the last year. So yeah. What have we done in Maryland, in Buffalo this week? Uh, we did a pop up at Catalyst Buffalo, which was the franchise of gyms that I told you that I want to start to integrate with. I'm getting ready to start planning for the Chiefs week, which is in 2 weeks. Um, Potentially might have someone drive down to Carolina, because I'm running the marathon on the same day that the Bills are playing the Panthers. But I have someone who's working for me now that should be able to drive down and host that event. So that'll be a net positive if I can, while I'm doing something else, somebody can be making money for the business and generating revenue and traction and showing up in different places. So I'm hoping that that materializes. I'm gonna really focus on that. Um, did pop ups. Been running ads. Been working on the back end of stuff. Been like really trying to forecast the financial planning for what Vay is going to look like. Going into this Black Friday, Cyber Monday holiday period, hoping to make a significant amount of money for the business. We have demand with the products. Now it's just a matter of remarketing the people that have come into our funnel, whether it's through email, through text message, even calling some of these people that are abandoning cart or that have purchased before, being like, hey, just checking up. Hope you're doing well. We're still around. We still exist. And we still need your support as a business and a brand. And then also what we're going to do on the content side here in Buffalo and in general for the brand, to just show what we're working on and keep people engaged on social media and elsewhere. Yeah. I was watching a video the other day. I was watching a video a few hours ago, actually, and the video was titled like "How to Have an Amazing Life." And I took notes. I usually, when I watch videos, I absorb it. Maybe I'll watch it again, but I don't take notes. And I wanted to share the notes with you guys. So, how to live a good life. There's about 5 frameworks that they listed. So the first one was have a best friend. And who was it? Was it Socrates? Yeah, I believe Socrates. He said that you have 3 categories of friends. You have friends for pleasure. These are the friends where when you want to do fun stuff, when you want to like feel good, you hang out with them. Once you're done with that pleasure, they no longer in your life. You have friends for what else was there? I want to make sure that I'm doing this justice. Let me pull it up. You have friends for utility. These are the friends where when you need something or you need them to be useful or there's something specifically, a specific role that they play in your life that when they outdo their utility, they no longer have value. And then you have friends that are your virtue. These are the friends that you look up to. They look up to you. And through thick and thin, through whatever goes on in your life, like you keep them around because they keep you at an equilibrium and they hold you accountable. And those are your best friends. That's what Socrates was was pretty much saying. Like he was saying, these are your besties. Aristotle, not Socrates, Aristotle. And I really resonated with that because if I didn't have Ty as my best friend, I don't know where I would be. Like it goes beyond like a lot of things that people superficially view, but just having someone there to consistently talk to, and that listens and that I can listen to him and get away from my personal problems and view things from his perspective. Having that camaraderie, having goals amongst each other that we're holding each other accountable for, even when it's uncomfortable and we're talking about things where I'm like, hey, you're like fucking up, bro. Like you really got to lock in and improve in these ways. And he does the same for me. I feel like that's super important. And I'm blessed to have that relationship with another man in my life. Cause like a lot of people don't have a best friend. It's weird to say my best friend, you know what I mean? As a adult male, but like, it's super important to have those relationships, like, and not those superficial, like at the cookout, hey, how are you? How's the family? How's everybody? You're not really talking about what's really like fucked up. Like it's important to have someone you can really, really talk to and that is there for you and that you're there for them. The next one was be decisive in terms of make decisions. Don't waver. Don't wait 1,000 years to decide on something. When you have an idea or when you want to do something or when you want to go somewhere, just make the decision, because making the decision is literally 75 to 80% of the job. You can, for the majority of the decisions that you make, you can work past them, whether they're the right or wrong decision. It's just about making a decision. We know a lot of people that live their lives on the, well, maybe I will, or eventually, or one day, or if the stars align in the sky, I will. You got to make decisions and be decisive. Number 3 is set goals and track progress. The only way to improve is to measure where you were and where you are. If it can be tracked, it can be improved. You set goals of where you want to be, what you want to do, how you want to feel, and you track your progress on a day-to-day basis. I resonated with that so heavily because last year when I ran this marathon, set that audacious goal back in March. I'm going to run a marathon this year. Like I vaguely tracked my progress, tracked my miles, posted my runs, and that dictated the outcome of how the race went for me. It got to a certain point, my body gave up. I finished the race, but it could have been a lot easier for me had I tracked my progress and saw, oh, I'm not running enough, or oh, I'm not running fast enough, or oh, I'm not fueling or sleeping enough. So tracking progress and setting those goals are important. So I definitely know that I have that first part down. I'd be setting the fuck out of goals. But in terms of tracking my progress and like really having somebody else hold me accountable, as well as having myself looking at that billboard every day. Because this year I use chat. I put, hey, I want to run a marathon under 4 hours. What's the plan? Told me week to week what I needed to do. And when I woke up in the morning, it was like, you gonna run those 6 miles today, or you gonna bullshit? Like, there's no gray area. There's no like, maybe. No, it's either you run the miles on your plan or you don't. So I think setting goals and tracking progress is super important. Number 4, you have to focus. You can't switch your focus constantly. Back in my early days as an entrepreneur, I was Mr. Side Hustle. I was doing everything under the sun in terms of all different types of businesses. And it's honestly what's led to a lot of the financial issues that I've had today. Like, I was just doing too much. I was making a lot of money from all these different categories, from walking dogs to renting cars to personal training, to like making content to running Vay itself. But like it all takes too much. You can't be a master of everything. You have to be a master of one. So I think really focusing on one thing. Once I decided that Vay was going to be the vehicle, and the project that I doubled down on and focused on, a lot of things started working in my favor. The momentum for the brand, my personal clarity, my direction in life, the people that were in my life all started to kind of line up, and they're still lining up the more that I focus. Now to the point where if anybody comes to me with a shiny new object, I'm like, nah, I'm good. If it fits into the Vay ecosystem and universe, cool, we can talk about it. But if it's anything outside of that, I'm good. And like that focus is so important. I know so many people that like bounce from idea to idea. And you know those folks where every year they got a new little hustle. One year it's Forex, the next year it's crypto, then it's NFTs, then it's we don't even have to talk about it. But like just focusing on one thing, your mind will make you content, whether that's in business, whether that's with a partner, whether that's just with personal decisions in general, just like focus and being consistent. And the last one was buy index funds. And pretty much the video was talking about how like 97% of the index funds managers, which are the brightest of the bright, they have thousands of staff members that are helping them study the market. They don't beat the market. So if you want to build wealth long term, just doing the boring, consistent thing of putting your money into an index fund is the best way to accumulate wealth. Instead of individual stock picking, which for people my age is very appealing, or sports betting. They think they're going to get rich off. That's the new hustle, sports betting. Or when crypto was around, all of these altcoins. Then when NFTs were around, all of these NFTs they were selling. But like, really want to build wealth consistently, index funds. And once I get my finances in a place where I have the income to start investing again, because I was sitting on a good amount of bread with my portfolio, but in order for me to like sustain myself and keep running the business when like shit got really, really, really rough, I had to liquidate all of that shit. So hoping that I will eventually get back to that point where I'll be investing in index funds. If you want to gamble, start a business, honestly, or invest in someone else's business that you believe in. But index funds are the key as well too. So yeah, hopefully that was insightful for you. Definitely is something that I'm going to start to look at, make sure that I am building meaningful relationships. Ty is going to be my best friend for life. But I really want to make sure that my other relationships in my life are strengthening. We're getting duration in terms of how long we've known each other, and depth in terms of our understanding, our level of accountability, and our goal setting together and individually. Of course, I want to continue to be more decisive and just jump on stuff. Don't wait to the last minute. I'm going to continue to set goals and track my progress better, and also have other people hold me accountable of those goals that I set and the benchmarks that I specifically set. And I'm locked in. I'm focused. You don't got to worry about that. And lastly, once I get a little bread in my pocket, start sprinkling it in S&P 500. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. We're getting up there with these videos, man. We've been doing this for 30 something odd weeks, but thank you for everybody that's watched up until this point. I really do appreciate y'all. And it's great for me to kind of look back on these videos myself, first and foremost, most importantly. But yeah, y'all have a great day on purpose. I'll catch y'all next week. And don't forget to be the difference. Deuce.